Mac Jones played out of his freaking mind last night, Brooks. 49ers get it done against the Rams. Do we have some controversy on our hands here?
Mac Attack is undefeated as a 49ers quarterback.
I know,
Time
I
to start
know.
the kid.
I mean, we got a lot to talk about today, so let's get into it.
Welcome to the greatest podcast on earth. Nothing agreed. We have a great show for you tonight, so stay tuned and buckle up.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Nothing Agreed. Back with the boys today. Week numero cinco is wrapping into the times.
Mm-hmm.
B, how are we doing?
Good. How are you?
Can't complain myself. It's been a long, stressful week in terms of the academic discourse that's happening and challenges I am going through. But we have got out on the other side, and we are here on a Friday, baby.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, Friday morning, we had Thursday night football last night. So let's just dive right into it. We kind of talked about it earlier, but 49ers defeat the Rams in overtime. Mac Jones threw for 256, I believe, 3 touchdowns. But despite what we said earlier in the episode, he has come out and said, I think it was today in a press conference, that Brock Purdy is QB1 and he knows his role on the team. So
Mac Jones threw for 236.
maybe I was reading the stat wrong.
There we go. That's right. Okay. Mac Jones threw for 342. That's
Okay.
what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the overtime, he was dealing as well. So, got to remember that part.
My bad. But yeah, 49ers get it done against the Rams. What are your initial takeaways from that game?
I think Mac Jones should be starting because anytime you have a quarterback that's 3-0, you
Mm-hmm.
take your wins and you keep moving with it. Okay. Take your wins, you keep moving. And I know Purdy's only lost one game, but again, like I said, Mac Jones is 3-0. Purdy's 1-1.
Well, I think the
Also,
no, yeah,
go,
keep going, keep going.
go on,
No, you
go
keep
on,
going.
son. Go on,
No,
son.
you're on a roll. Go.
No. You felt so inclined to interrupt me. I want you to go.
No, I'm not speaking now.
um, I think one of the biggest controversies of this game, not controversies, but the talking of should have the Rams gone for it? Should the Rams have gone for it? There we go. Should the Rams have gone for it is the big controversy of this game. I think everyone beforehand probably would have gone it. Everyone knows my philosophy on that, as in I wouldn't go for it. I am always you take the points. Um, but this was a game where the Niners jumped out to an early game, kind of hung in there when they should have. That extra point block was huge to getting them this victory, and it was just they started. It was like the tortoise and the hare jumped out in front, and the
Hmm.
hare did just enough to get to the end of the finish line to beat the tortoise. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The 49ers had the possession of the ball for, I want to say, 90% of the first quarter. I think the Rams had 3 possessions, and they scored like once. The other two were
Yeah,
three and outs. Um, yeah, and like you said, and ultimately it wasn't enough for the Rams to come back in the end. And yeah, I'm kind of getting a little worried about this Rams team. Had a big lead against Philadelphia a couple weeks ago, blew that. Obviously, you had the field goal blocked, but for being completely honest, you probably shouldn't have been in that situation. You probably should have been up more. So, yeah, not a great look against a playoff team. Now you're coming up against division rivals at home. Granted, it's an LA team, so they're never really home, but they're both 3-1. This has big playoff implications here in week 5, and you just come out to a slow start, and that's just not going to get it done. So yeah, we know Sean McVay. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. I'm not suggesting he's the problem. I'm not even looking at that defense and saying, yeah, you got to hold Brock Purdy or not Brock Purdy, Mac Jones to less. When more can you ask them to do if they're on the field the entire game? Like the 49ers just had the ball the entire time. I'm really looking to one person right now, and it's Matthew Stafford in that offense. I know there were fumble problems that one of them probably shouldn't have been credited to Matthew Stafford, but still though, I mean, this is the veteran leader on the team. They're still paying, they're still trotting out there to be the guy, and he's got to I think, do better, in my opinion.
No. I'm completely shut that down, and I disagree. If you're giving up 26 points, 23 points, and you're putting your offense at stake to lose, an offense that Matthew Stafford threw for 389 yards and 3 touchdowns, almost 400 yards and 3 touchdowns, and you're telling me they're losing that football game, you're blaming the offense, it's a little bit of a problem. Of course, you talked about the fumble already. I won't touch up on it, but all I got to say is your defense, you're playing Mac Jones. You're playing no Ricky Pearsall. You're playing no Jawan Jennings.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing their top 2 receivers and their quarterback's gone. And yet you are giving up 142 yards, 10 catches to Kendrick Bourne. You're giving up Christian McCaffrey all-purpose yards, which makes sense. But the biggest part of it all is Mac Jones throwing for almost 350 yards and 2 touchdowns. Backup quarterback who had one good season in New England, who I actually will defend here. But again, just looking at it logistically, a backup quarterback throwing 350 yards on you and 2 touchdowns, and you're at home, I don't like it. So I'm going to blame the Rams defense for this game, especially one more here, actually. Sorry, especially only 1 sack all game.
Okay, that's fair.
And it was in overtime.
That is true. But I still can't say it's all on them when they were on the field for the majority of the game. Like, you just can't ask a defensive unit to hold up for an entire game if they're on the field. I mean, I look at the first 3 offensive possessions. You have a quick 3 and out to open the game. You give the Niners the ball. They have a 7-minute drive where I think they either scored they scored a touchdown. You get the ball back. You have another 3 and out, and you give the Niners another 7-8 minute drive. That defense is exhausted. They're getting worn down. Like, we know this defense is good. Are there some questions in their secondary? Yes, but overall, this is a great defensive unit. We know that. I think ultimately it just comes down to offense not being able to pull its weight. And they're playing a good team in the 49ers. I think we can sit here and say that at this point in the season. This is a good football team, despite who they've played on their schedule. And they just played a more rounded, better team game. I think by the time, even though, Matthew Stafford had a great statistical game, but they were probably just throwing the ball a lot because they're down and they have to come back, and that's just not winning football. So I'm not going to say that Matthew Stafford needs to go and their season relies on him, but I'm looking at him and as the leader of that offense and be like, hey guys, we need to do our part and help our defense out. We can't leave them on the field the entire game. The one last point I want to make on this game before we move on, though, is the 49ers quarterback situation. Like I said, Mac Jones came out and said, Brock Purdy's the starter. I know my role. I'm the backup. You just got to get healthy. And Brock Purdy probably will be the starter regardless of the schedule. That's just the politics of the NFL. You look at the contract he's making, or the contract he has compared to Mac Jones, but I think this is really going to hurt the Brock Purdy's of the NFL going forward. I think you have a guy in Brock Purdy who's not a scrub. I'm not saying he's a bad NFL quarterback by any means, but you give him to a guy like Kyle Shanahan, who, for better or worse, has a pretty good record of turning mediocre quarterbacks into good players, and you let him play. You let him go off, do his thing. What was it? A Super Bowl appearance, couple NFC Championship wins, NFC Championship appearances, and now you give him the big contract. Gets injured, and here we are in the situation. Now you have a backup quarterback with a very similar skill set playing the same, if not better.
I mean, first of all, all I gotta say is the Rams did not go 3 and out.
Did they not?
No. Just the Niners held the ball for so long that first of all, so they had their opening touchdown drive. That went 5 minutes.
49ers.
And then the Rams had 6 plays, punted it. Okay. And then they had the almost 8.5-minute drive that led into the second quarter, and then the fumble, and then So it wasn't that they were going 3 and out, it's just they weren't executing. And that was the problem. I see what you're saying there.
Sorry.
In terms of the defense, you can go get you a 3 and out. Go get yourself a 3 and out. Like,
that's
the
true.
defense can go do something too. It's not just a one side there.
Right.
But I am on the Mac Jones should start train. You brought up a good point about the Brock Purdy case. I will say it's crazy what time does, because you said Brock Purdy's not a scrub 2 years ago on this podcast. Matter of fact, could even be last year. you were calling Brock Purdy a bum.
I mean,
Because
if you want to get unprofessional, we can get unprofessional now. That guy sucks, but
yeah, because of the Eagles, 49ers, professional. We try to stay professional here, but let's bring it back to our old roots of Nothing Agreed. When you come on this green screen and you would tell how much you hated Brock Purdy and how much he sucked. So keep the energy.
I'll say this about Brock Purdy. 2 years ago, he in a very similar situation to what people talk about Jalen Hurts. He has stars at every position all around him. He has an amazing defense and a great head coach. And it's basically to the point is he just has to play and he just has to do this and the team will win. And now, if you look at that 49ers roster, they've lost a lot of defensive pieces in the offseason. It's still good, but it's not what it once was. No Deebo Samuel, no Brandon Ayuk, no Juwan Jennings.
Ayuk will come back. John Jennings will come back. So,
yeah. George Kittle's also out right now. You still have Christian McCaffrey, who's one of the better, I would say, weapon guys in the NFL.
Oh, yeah. In NFL history.
Yeah. And, but yeah, the offensive line, it's not really good anymore. So, yeah, I would say. But Brock Purdy has, so far this season, when he plays, has done the things necessary to put his team in the spots to win. So I'll give credit where credit is due. I will say, though, 16 interceptions over his last 17 games. So he's not perfect by any means.
Correct.
He turns the ball over. He does move out of the pocket. I wouldn't say he's a pure game manager. He does try to create plays with his legs and extend plays and stuff, but I would not say he's elite at it. I would say he's average, if not below.
Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
He's good at finding some improvisation, but again, we said it both on this podcast. It's a tough – well, I said this, but I'll come to the consensus we said. It's very tough to not lock down your quarterback if he is good at what he's doing, right? You kind of feel like you have to lock him down. You got to keep him around because you don't want to get caught in a slate where you're in a rebuild because you don't have a quarterback.
Right.
Now, we both agreed that Brock Purdy contract was an absolute overpay, and a lot of quarterback contracts can be overpays, and some of them can't be. It's just how the quarterback market is. But we agree that is an overpay, and I still think unless he goes out and balls near the course, he has the ball near the contract level, which is the Burrows and the Hurts and the Lamars and all that, he's going to be an overpaid quarterback for his career, and he's it's just he's a good solid football player, but if he needs to improve on that. But one more thing I'd like to add on is the Rams. Thank you so much for losing. A lot of survivor polls got freaking busted because of that. So I think in my league, I think a quarter of the league, and it's not even halfway through or done with it. I could probably get knocked out this week too, but a quarter of my league just got knocked out. So yeah.
Nice. There you go. Yeah, I think that's a good opening quarter. Talk about Thursday night, little QB discourse. Let's see how long this takes us, though. We've got a lot of action around the NFL this week, but it's the first week of buys, so we don't have as many games to talk about. You'll probably know off the top of your head which teams are on bye this week. I know a few of them. Those are the Packers, the Falcons, the Bears, and one more, I think, or is it just those three? Steelers, you're right. Steelers. Okay. Here we go. 4 teams on bye. That's 2 games we don't have to talk about. We're starting across the pond again. This time we're in London, where the Minnesota Vikings are playing a back-to-back Euro game. First time in NFL history. We just keep making...
I'd be pissed if I was a Vikings fan.
I would be too. But we keep making history. And on top of that, they get to play a rookie quarterback in Dylan Gabriel. Thoughts? Let's hear it.
Give me the Vikings in this game. I'm interested in seeing Dylan Gabriel now. And I'm interested to hear your take on this one because, of course, as you know, I am a sports media major at my school. And so all I do is look at sports media, and sometimes it's sports media I don't want to look at. And Dan Orlovsky went on, I think, was it Get Up?
Yeah,
Get Up.
He goes on all of them.
First Take.
He's on all of them. Who else was on there? Who else was on there? I can tell you.
I don't remember, but just this is the point. He was on Get Up, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And he was saying about Shedeur Sanders about the whole quarterback situation with him mouthing, acting like he can't talk to the media. Now, I agree with him on this, is that, like, as a quarterback, you can't be doing that. You like your life, especially as a late round draft pick too, is a job interview. You always got to impress the guys above you. So
Right.
with Dylan Gabriel being announced, even though he was already above the depth chart, Shador Sanders should not be acting like that. And I want to see what Dylan Gabriel does. Do you think Dylan Gabriel is the right guy to start?
Yeah, again, this all goes back to NFL politics. Higher draft pick, gets drafted higher for a reason. He's going to start. He spent the whole entire season higher on the depth chart. I really, really would like to think that the Cleveland Browns, of all teams, are not going to put politics or whatever, their likeness for the Sanders family, over their ability to put the best guy out to win. And again, let's not act like Dylan Gabriel's a scrub. Did he have the greatest showing at Oregon towards the end of the season? No, but they were the number one team in the country for most of the year. Yeah, and he had a good showing at Oklahoma as well. Like, this guy is not a bum by any means. Now, to the Shador Sanders thing, I agree with you. I don't think he should be handling those sorts of questions in that manner. But I'm going to ask the NFL media, why the fuck are we interviewing a third-string quarterback? Like, seriously, who cares? I know his name's Shador Sanders, but, like, he's a third-string quarterback. He's the emergency quarterback. He's only going to play if he's only going to put his helmet on if Dylan Gabriel's leg snaps in half. Like, leave the kid alone. Let him work. And yeah, I mean, he might be the Browns starter one day. Then y'all have stuff to ask him, but just let him do his thing. If you want to talk about Colorado players that are underperforming, we'll get to that here in a little bit. But for this game, I agree. I think the Vikings are gonna win. I'm super excited though because I have Quinshon Judkins in fantasy, so I think we're gonna see a lot of running and checkdowns. So I'm excited for this game, but. Little note, I forget the total record, but Kevin O'Connell is undefeated against rookie quarterbacks making their debut. So
I'm going to keep it that way.
Yeah, I think Vikings win this game, but I'm excited to see what the Browns can do.
Fair.
All right,
Fair.
You want to move on?
I kind of do want to move on. Let's move on.
Let's do it. Here's a game I don't think anyone kind of thought would these two teams would be in the situation. We've got some trouble in the American side of the conference, Brooks, with the Texans and Ravens both sitting at 1-3.
Just got a tweet from Adam Schefter. No Kyle Hamilton and no Lamar Jackson in practice. Looking like they'll be out Sunday. Roquan Smith, of course, out Sunday. They lost their nose tackle for the rest of the year. The Ravens are going through troubles, and they're 1-3. Baron Burns. Let's talk now and let's talk after Sunday. Let's talk now. Are the Ravens in or out of your playoff picture? And with either answer you say, give the negative contrary to what would happen on Sunday. If they're in, what happens if they lose on Sunday? If they're out, what happens if they win on Sunday?
As of right now, I would have them out. Look at that division. I mean, I don't know, right? That's like right now I'm going to say they're out. Statistically, they're 2, I think maybe 3 games behind the Steelers, something like that. And the Steelers have a bye, so they're not losing this week. The Ravens have a chance to lose this week. Now let's say they win. I think that certainly bolsters their chances. Again, I think the AFC as a conference overall this season is a lot weaker than it has been in years past. I mean, to me, as of right now, week 5, this is Buffalo's conference to lose, right? They should easily be representing the AFC in the Super Bowl based on what we've seen, unless the Chiefs give them trouble in the playoffs, which they always do. So we'll see what happens. But right now, it's most likely Buffalo. And yeah, I just don't think the Ravens can get it back on track. Lamar Jackson, if he's out, done. Like, you're falling out. And yeah, I really just don't know what to think of this whole NFC North as a whole, because if Joe Burrow was healthy, they'd probably be winning the division. If the Ravens had any sort of competence as a team, they'd be running away with this division. But right now, it looks like the Steelers, they're going to probably make the playoffs, winning that division, assuming that they can, again, that defense did not look good those first 3 weeks of football. It looks better now, so we'll see if this can continue. But that defense did not look good, and we have to see what Aaron Rodgers can do with the rest of the season. So this whole division right now is a question mark to me. I'll hand it back over to you for your thoughts, but that's what I think about it.
I have them out of the playoffs. I think they might stay out of the playoffs. Really, this team has way too many problems, and I said this last week. I am now on the fire John Harbaugh train.
Yeah.
I think this is now a case of, are you picking Lamar or are you picking Harbaugh? And you have to pick Lamar in this situation. And I think Harbaugh is just kind of losing that flair and touch. Maybe he's the Dabo Swinney of the NFL. But what I could say is, at least in terms of this game, I'm more interested to see the Texans than the Ravens.
So, no, go. Please finish. Sorry.
Just because of that offensive line. I want to see what the offensive line can do in a road game. What they can do after coming off a victory, which was a huge, not only one to get on the board, but a morale and momentum victory, a shutout for the first time since 2010. And they move forward. They play Cooper Rush, if I'm not mistaken, at quarterback. This is a game you got to win. This is a game where you have to win. This was like a break to not this game specifically, but this is a huge let-off that you're not playing the Ravens, that you're playing a different type of Ravens. So you need to win this football.
I mean, still, I feel like if they were playing the same Ravens team that suited up last week, I think they'd still win. This Ravens defense, let's look at defensive line specifically, worse in the league, right? And what's been the Houston Texans' Achilles heel these last few years, especially this season? Pass rush. So, to me, this is going to tell us a lot about C.J. Stroud and the Texans, right? Because if they come out and they look like shit still against this Ravens team, then I think it's probably time to throw in the towel with C.J. Stroud. I think he's given us enough time after his great rookie season, but bad sophomore slump and a rough start to this season, especially when you're going up against a bad defensive line, a poor performance from him will not be good for his status in the NFL in terms of how we view him as a good quarterback. Another good point I want to bring up, this Texans defense is quietly one of the best in the league. They're sitting at 1-3, but they have a top 3 defensive unit as of right now. I mean, genuinely, I think if Lamar Jackson and the full-strength Raven offense went up against this Texans defense, they would struggle. So, yeah, I really think this is, even though it's in Baltimore, I agree this is the Texans' game that to lose. They need to win this game to stay competitive and relevant within this AFC. But yeah, one of these teams' seasons is probably going to be ended this game. That's all I'm going to say. That's my hot take for it.
And most importantly, I think that if the Ravens don't get something done, even with Derrick Henry on the ground, there's no question that in general, in the offensive line, and this entire thing is going to blow up. So this is a big game for both teams, because if the Texans lose this game, you start questioning DeMeco Ryans now.
That is also true.
Yeah, this is a big game for both teams.
Yes, it is. But yeah, let's keep it going. We're on a hot streak right now, and so is this team that's marching into New Orleans. Can they continue that streak with their new rookie quarterback and electrifying running back?
I wouldn't call it a hot streak, but anytime you look at a game and you go, the Saints are favorites and they're moving up, you really question what it is. And if there's one game the New Orleans Saints can win this year, it's the Atlanta Falcons when they play them at home, but it's also the New York Giants as well. And this is a game they can win. Baron.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the New York Giants. I'm not going to trust the Saints to win this football game still. It's just so I'm not going to do it. Baron, I will ask you, is this a game where we come with our second ban of Dog of the Day or no?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we should. Again, this Giants defense is legit. Spencer Rattler's gonna be in hell. Like, there's no way to put it.
Yeah.
Granted, Saints haven't been beating, but they've been playing to somewhat their competition's level, so they've been able to keep it somewhat close. So we'll see how this game ends out. And again, no Malik Neighbors, but I think the Giants. I think Brian Daboll's a smart coach. I think they're gonna run the ball with Cam Scadaboo, whatever. He's gonna lead the blocks for Jackson Dart, and when they need to throw it, they're gonna throw slants. They're gonna throw quick outs. They're gonna throw those short gains, and yeah, they're gonna be smart about it, and they're gonna ride that run game and that defense. And I think they're gonna continue this win streak. I think they kind of need it because they're not winning next week. I can tell you that. But yeah, I think Giants are gonna win. Let's move
Um,
on.
yeah, I like the Giants. But I'm gonna call truce as I'll always say that will not be my dog of the day pick.
There, fair enough. Because I was looking at it. Cowboys Jets. Let's move on.
I kind of like the Jets in this.
I don't. Their defense is bad. Justin Fields doesn't look great. Interesting though. They're not 32nd anymore because that now belongs to the Ravens. They're 31st, but the Cowboys, 31st ranked defense, first ranked offense. I mean, all I'm gonna say is, look what Aaron Rodgers did to that Jets defense. What do you think Dak Prescott's gonna do? Let's move on. Raiders Colts.
First time I ever hear you do Dak Prescott glaze.
Yeah, they just throw the ball. That's not glaze. All right, calm down.
Hold on now.
Raiders Colts in Indianapolis. Do we need to speak on this much? I will say this. Let's see what Ashton Jeanty can do. Can he continue his hot streak? Geno Smith's bad.
If there's a game the Colts would lose, that's a winnable
No.
game. If there's a game, I'll take the
winning
Colts
that.
though.
Yeah,
I just
Colts are
love
winning
Jonathan Taylor this year, and I think he's going to continue the hot streak. I love Jonathan Taylor, so
Yeah.
give me that.
I think the Colts are going to win. Another team, or not couple, another team looking to keep their hot streak alive. Dolphins Panthers got their first win last Monday. Are we taking it to 2 wins?
No,
In Carolina?
I'm taking the Carolina Panthers. Keep pounding. The Panthers are going to win. You know why? Two reasons. One, I like their defense in this game. I don't know why. I like that Tyreek Hill's out. It's going to keep it a little more centralized. We'll see what happens. Two, the Panthers made a podcasting group quit after doing it in 2018 because they suck so much. So now they're going to win the football game. The Carolina Panthers.
You're forgetting something, though.
Keep pounding.
Number 3. What's the temperature in Charlotte this weekend?
Oh, is it a cold Sunday up in Charlotte?
It's not. But it's not going to be as warm as it is in Miami.
It's a 75-degree game.
Yeah,
That's
starting to crisp up a little bit.
It's not under 50 yet. So
that's true. And we're moving on. Our final 1:00 game, Broncos Eagles. You have a lot to say about this, or? Yeah.
That's all I need to say. It's the Eagles. You're going to take them to win every week.
Yeah, I mean, of course I am. I
mean, just in general, you're going to take them every week, as yours and everyone.
Yeah, I just need to see what this offense can do, right? I think that's the biggest question mark for the Eagles. Broncos, let's talk about them real quick. We really don't talk about them a lot.
Broncos.
Bo Nix, I haven't really been following him a lot this season, but see what he can do going up against a good defense. And another thing, Vic Fangio, that was long time ago. Never mind, but he did used to be involved with the Broncos. But we'll see what that defense can do as well. I think this Broncos defense was what a lot of people said was going to be the best in the NFL, and they're around top 10, top 15, but definitely not as good as everyone thought they were going to be. So we'll see what they can do against this struggling Eagles offense. And if there's ever been a freer over or a freer anytime touchdown score this game, it's A.J. Brown.
No.
Look what happened last week when he complained about the passing offense. Or year. Look
what
what happened last year. Or look what happened in 2023.
I'm trying to trade for him right now.
Oh, okay.
I won't get him.
I'm starting him, so wish me luck in 2 leagues. Anyway, Eagles should win that game. If they don't, then I don't know. I feel like if we have a bad offensive performance, we need to lose a game because that's a good punch in the mouth for Kevin Patullo to wake the fuck up. So we'll see what happens.
That's fair.
And honestly, out of all teams so far this season, if we're going to lose to a team, I'd rather lose to the Broncos. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, I see.
Buccaneers, Seahawks in Seattle. A little coast-to-coast action. I guess Gulf to coast, not really.
The Bucs are losing a lot of pieces.
They are. Bucky Irving is doubtful. I don't think Mike Evans will be back.
No, he's not back. They're losing a lot of pieces. I'm going to take the Seahawks this game. I think the 12th man is roaring.
I also kind of like the Seahawks. Jackson Smith and Jigba is wide receiver 1 this year. fantasy wise, in my opinion. So I think they're gonna be utilizing him a lot, and it's gonna be flowing. Yeah, I like the Seahawks as well. Titans, Cardinals.
This right now is my survivor pick of the week. Of course, I'm not picking the Titans as that one, so you can already assume.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Cardinals. I just need to see more out of the Titans to even confidently pick them.
I mean, in the words of Cam Ward himself, they
keep it
are ass.
Yes.
So
But
yes.
let me ask this: was their best showing this year the Titans? Maybe against the Broncos week 1 or against the Rams week 2?
I would argue Rams week 2. That game was close up until the fourth quarter. So
See, but the Titans game was close, but it was horrible from the offense.
it's true.
So yeah,
I don't know, but
since then they haven't been good. So
that is true. The Commanders trotting Jaden Daniels back out on the field against the now 3-1 Chargers. Wow, how do you feel about this?
I like the Chargers. I like them at home.
I do as well.
I like that Amari Hampton finally had his first good game because it gives me a little more confidence in the run game. And I'm hoping Herbie. I don't even have him in anything, but actually I have Ladder and Quentin Johnston, so I'm hoping he can hit his man's right there.
I like Justin Herbert.
I got them rolling.
Yeah, I would pick them too. We'll have to see how Jane Daniels plays coming off the injury, how rusty, how shaken up he is. I don't know if they said Terry McLaurin's coming back for this game. I think he is from what I saw the fantasy boards or whatnot, but I do not take what I'm saying with certainty. I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll see what that offense looks like. Mainly that defense. I think that's been the big problem. That Commanders defense that was good for the most part of last year is really not that good. Granted, it's a lot of old guys that they kind of strung together, and that's kind of what happens. But yeah, Marshawn Lattimore, go start a family. Lions, Bengals, in the jungle.
Just give me the Lions.
Yeah, let's move on.
Again. Let me say this again. I'm gonna reiterate, then we can move on. Kirk Cousins, Jameis Winston. God damn, anybody on the free agent portal right now? Go get them, dog. Like seriously. Go at least try to win this season. So go try.
I mean, division is very much up for grabs right now.
If you even get remotely close to the playoffs, remotely close by week 15, Joe Burrow's back, and you have a 3-game stretch, a 4-game stretch maybe, 3 games maybe, when you can try to win it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Patriots, Bills.
Bills are at home, undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots coming off a big win now.
Yes, they are. Can they keep their hot streak up?
Let me say this right now. Take the points for the Patriots.
Bills are going to be wearing their new rivalry uniforms as well. But I like that hot start by the Patriots.
Take the points.
Yep.
Seriously, take the points.
We'll save Monday Night Football for next episode, but we have some time, thankfully, because we're sitting here at week 5. So before we jump into your favorite part of the week, trade deadline's only a few weeks away, and teams need players. So I thought we'd take a few minutes here to really just kind of talk about what we think's gonna go down. Obviously, the Bengals should probably trade for a quarterback, like you said. Kirk Cousins is sitting somewhere. Jameis Winston's sitting somewhere. I would not personally trade for Kirk Cousins because of the contract, but you never know. But another position.
Falcons can eat some of it. Then
that's fair. That's fair. Another position, though, and this usually happens by the deadline, is wide receiver. Teams are in need of wide receivers. I would argue the the Giants. They could be in need of a wide receiver. The Titans could be in need of a wide receiver. Obviously, they're not going out and spending high first-round picks, but I don't know. I mean, look what Stephon Diggs was able to help do for Drake May last week when they finally had a good game together. Go get an older guy.
Well, we need to talk about teams that are in the playoffs, hunting for the playoffs, going out and getting pieces. You're not going to buy when you're clearly a seller. So go and get a wide receiver if you need a wide receiver and you're in the playoff position.
We'll see. I don't know, Brooks. See, we're sitting here at week 5. I feel like a lot of teams kind of feel like they could be in a playoff position if
and
they
we'll see
perform
in 2
well.
weeks what they're sitting at because the Titans could be still without a win.
Again, I don't think the Titans are gonna go sign a receiver. I could see the Giants, even though they said no. I could see them doing it.
Bucky Irving just got ruled out.
Yeah, I
So,
know. Yeah, I already benched him. I
Yeah.
could see who else? Yeah, there's really I really don't see a lot of playoff contending teams as of right now trading for a receiver. I mean, you look at the NFC, maybe the Packers if they feel like they wouldn't want to pull the trigger on.
even guys with good wide receivers, they kind of want a wide receiver too. You
That's
know,
true. Yeah. Let's put it this way: who are some wide receiver names that you think could be on the move? I think Tyreek Hill's name can go and be crossed off.
Honestly, this is gonna sound a little crazy. Maybe Wan'Dale Robinson goes for a really late pick from the
Okay.
Giants. He's a solid option that you can get at wide receiver. If you're a contending team and need like a wide receiver 3, if you're stacked already with wide receivers at 1 and 2, and you
See.
want to get back to work.
Yeah, see, you're not that fun with this. I got one. How about Chris Olave?
No,
You
too
don't
many
like that?
injuries.
Too
No,
many
too many.
injuries?
At least as me, I just want a guy who would be reliable. How about a guy like Jacoby Myers? Right, that's a good reliable wide receiver
That's
that
a
can
good one.
go get plays. That's a name I like if you trade, especially if the Raiders fall to 1 and 4 now.
Mm-hmm.
Jacoby Myers, see if you can go get someone like that.
I
That's a
don't
good
hate
one.
that. I don't hate that.
That's one.
Um,
I like your shout of Chris Olave, like of that type of team with that kind of name.
well, this is my
Do you think
scenario for
do you
him.
think 35-year-old Adam Thielen gets moved?
No, I think the Vikings are pretty happy as his wide receiver 3 production. Why I brought up Chris Olave?
He's on the Panthers. Wait, no, he's on the Vikings. My bad. They traded for him. Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I'm stupid. My
Um,
brain.
Anyway, Chris Olave.
Ignore that. Cut that out.
I would like to see a team maybe like the Packers go out and trade for Chris Olave. I think you could get him for maybe a 3rd round pick, something like that. Who, I mean, you've already sold out a couple firsts for a Super Bowl Super Bowl with the Micah Parsons trade. Why not go get a solidified wide receiver 1 for Jordan Love, and then you have Matthew Golden and all the other guys to sort of rotate at wide receiver 2 and they can emerge as a good wide receiver, but at least you have a reliable wide receiver 1. I think that's a good idea for the Packers to explore. I also like Chris Olave to the Giants. I like the Wan'Dale Robinson shout. I think he's a good, reliable guy, but you go get another guy for Jackson Dart. I mean, you look at the NFC East, the Commanders are sitting at 2-2 right now. Granted, they're very injury prone, but defense doesn't look amazing. Offense looks to be have some struggles. So, I mean, you almost beat them week 1 with Russell Wilson. Let's see what you can do against them with Jackson Dart. The Cowboys also 1-2-1. Their defense is one of the worst in the leagues. And you look at the Giants; they have a top 5, top 3 defensive unit, and they have hope. I mean, this young offense looks like it could be exciting. It could be electric. They could maybe sneak into a 7th seed. So if you could get a guy like Chris Olave for a 3rd round pick, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. Another name.
Yeah, the name I'm thinking of right now.
Who are you thinking of?
Go ahead. Another name.
No, I was looking. You go for it.
I think we should just wrap it up because this is the biggest name of all that could be traded. That's at least a little bit realistic. Maybe not realistic, but Nico Collins. If the Texans still topple off and they want to get some value, Nico Collins, if he gets a big budget to come in and grab him, that's a talented wide receiver right there. That's on a losing team that could easily be taken off their hands if they get a really big offer. But Nico Collins could be one. He's got another good, in my opinion, 5-6 years on him. So I don't think the Texans will, but that's an exciting one that I think that could happen.
Yeah, don't hate that either. I was looking to see if there's anything I forgot. I mean, I don't think he's going to get traded, but we can talk about it briefly. At what point does Garrett Wilson leave the Jets? I mean, I know they just gave him that fat extension, but like,
I know he needs to
what
go.
is keeping you there? That is a terrible franchise.
Yeah, you need to. What is it? Freaking Tyreek Hill your way out of there. Force your way out of there, dog. Like,
Okay, and one last topic before we move on to Dog of the Day. We have a little time left. I kind of brought it up earlier when we were talking about Shedeur Sanders, and I thought the Jaguars played this Sunday. They do not. They play on Monday, but
they do.
We're starting to see a lot of talk surrounding Travis Hunter. second overall pick. Was it a good selection?
I wasn't the biggest hype train on Travis Hunter because of his inability to be elite on one side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I've said this for a while, and I'll say it again: wide receivers now gotta give them a little bit of time. Give them a little bit of time. Give them a little bit of time. The NFL is a much different speed. So I'm not giving him the Travis Hunter project, but I will definitely say he's been underwhelming for the number he was picked at.
Yes. I'll say this as well. I agree. Wide receiver takes a little bit of adjusting too. But the biggest criticism I'd say he has going against him is that so far, we're at week 5, this two-way experiment does not seem to be working. He's been a subpar receiver and he's been a subpar cornerback. Granted, he's still adjusting, still learning, but he's playing, I think, one every I think it's 2 every 5 offensive snaps and like 1 every 6 defensive snaps. So he's not getting enough reps at 1 to kind of grow. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just don't think this two-way sort of position thing is going to work the way that they thought it would. I think he at least needs to spend 1 full season at one position learning how to do that well, and then you can, if he still has great condition and he's in great shape, then you can look towards moving him towards other sides of the ball. But I think for the Jaguars, and I think if you look at both sides of the ball right now, I think you need to sit him down and be like, hey, you're our wide receiver too. You need to play better. We need to get you to quit studying route trees of other or wide receivers and start practicing your own, basically. So, but we'll probably talk about that more. I'm sure national media will talk about that with being Monday Night Football, but I just started to see that come up, so I thought we should talk about it. But it's time for your favorite part of the day. Why don't you segue us right on over?
Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest show of all time needs no introduction other than one onomatopoeia sound. Oh, oh, oh. We are back. Baron, do you want to update everyone on what the score is of Dog of the Day?
I know you're winning, but I don't know the points, so you're going to have to do it.
3-0, baby. I put up a little 3 spot with my Kansas City Chiefs against the Ravens.
Shocker, guys, right?
Yeah, shocker that this guy wasn't even mad when I took it. He wasn't even that mad. So
yeah, I was a little more. I was confident.
But the Ravens lost. Chiefs got it done. Baron, maybe I can't believe I'm about to roast the hell out of myself. Maybe the first time in Dog of the Day history, minus the first year we did it, you get to go first, Baron. You get to go first.
That's right. That's right. And I need a big swing. I feel like. Yep. That's the joys of going first, ladies and gentlemen. We don't communicate beforehand. We just pick what's on the board. And Brooks, you did shout it out earlier. Yes, you did. But as a fantasy owner of both Stephon Diggs and Drake May, I need this hot streak to continue. I'm taking the Patriots to upset the Bills. Sunday Night Football.
That's the one I wanted.
That's the joys of going first, isn't it?
That's the one I wanted. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Well,
this is great. This is the first time I have had to come into this segment with like 2 or 3 picks in mind.
Well, I came into this one thinking that I wanted them, and now that's thrown in for an absolute tizzy. So
see, going second's fun, isn't it?
No, it's not. No, it's not. See, now I just want to take the Giants, but I can't. We made a truce that we wouldn't take the Giants.
That's right.
So I then have to take someone else.
That's right.
Fudge. Oh my god, you had my pick.
No.
You had my pick, and now I didn't even consider another one.
See, guys, he's gone first for so long. He's gone first for so long. Okay.
I'll take the Niners at +9.
Wait,
I really like.
No, shut the fuck up, guys. He's gone first for so long. It's insane. He has no idea what to do right now.
I don't. I'm just
he's never had to come onto the show with a backup option in his life.
Okay. So that's 8.5. You're going with the.
Yeah.
We're doing ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have ESPN at 8.5.
That's what I have.
Wow. Part of me panicking and just wants to pick the freaking Titans just to pick a big one.
You don't need a big one.
I don't. I need whatever one that can give me points.
That's right.
And I picked a lot of favorites on the thing.
You know what I like?
You know what? No, I'm just gonna go with it because I
Okay.
said it earlier that it could happen, so I'll just pick it for the fun of it. Okay. Part of me wants to go Commanders with Jaden Daniels back.
That's what I was thinking.
And
There's
I really want to go one as well.
There is another one though I do like.
Part of me wants to meme and pick the Raiders.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna go with the one that I'm most confident in, which is the Commanders.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pick the Commanders at plus. We have it right now at plus 3.5.
Yep.
Locked in 3.5. I'm gonna take the Commanders. Jaden Daniels back. He's gonna all over the defense, baby. Give me the Commanders, please, Bills, please. I was picking against you. Now I need you. Yes, I will.
Now I need you. Quick shout out though. I was gonna say I do also like the Buccaneers at plus 4.5.
I was thinking about that one too because Baker's got so much heart.
Yeah, that whiny little bitch.
God, you flip so easily. I've had to watch Baker in my division for like 8 games now in 4 years, dude. So yeah, welcome to my life.
That's the first time I've seen that happen. I mean,
Welcome to my life.
truly I've never seen a guy who looked to the refs so much, other than like Josh Allen. But Josh Allen wins games, so it's cool. All right, I'm done.
Thank you. I was going to say, they were going to go on a 20-minute Eagles tangent now. All right. Anything else you want to add?
Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's beat the
That will be
Broncos.
another episode of Nothing Agreed. Let us know what you think about the Ravens and their situation going on. And finally, if you were to select, who would your dog of the day be? Put it down in the comments. Other than that, let us know later. And thank you so much for listening.